Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft from the Hermitcraft server. It's the final episode of Season 9. In today's video, I wanted to go over a little bit about some reflections of Season 9, the good, the bad, and future plans for Season 10. Remember, before we get started with that, the IRL TCG cards are available for purchase in booster pack form up until January 15th. You've got roughly 3 weeks now, so get them while you can. So, obviously, this season was a wild one for me. It was very different than any season I've ever done in the history of seasons. In the Minecraft server, and the Hermitcraft server, I've never done anything like this. It was an entire season dedicated to one single project, and that project was obviously Hermitcraft TCG. If you're tired of hearing it, believe me, I'm way more tired of saying it. It's been my life for nearly 2 years now. It actually started in March of 2022. Like, I started making these cards in March of 2022, and I continued making cards up until about May of 2023. Like, that is that's over a year of just making maps and map art in Minecraft. It's a lot of stuff, and that doesn't even include the work that went into it long before I started, like Photoshop designs and game balancing and game mechanics, all that stuff. It has consumed my life for the better part of, I would say, 2.5 years. It's been insane, and I never planned to make it an IRL thing. Believe it or not, I was making this game entirely for the hermits to enjoy on the Hermitcraft server. I had no plans to make this an IRL thing. It just so happened that I kept getting encouragement, not only from you guys, but from the hermits and people in my life as well, like real life people that you wouldn't know. My wife and just my wife. Nobody else really knew I was doing this. Basically just my wife. She's like, this is a really fun game and people seem to be enjoying it. You should really consider making this a real thing. And I just scoffed at it. Like, no, I don't think I want to do that. I just want to continue making maps on the server, and hopefully the hermits really embrace it. Having said that, oh boy, am I ever glad that the hermits embraced it. I have to be honest. The day that I opened my shop, like officially, I posted on remember, this was after over a year of building cards. I posted on Discord to all the other hermits, and I'm like, okay, shop's open now. It was kind of late in the day, and I made this big announcement. Well, in my head, it was big. It probably wasn't very big at all. But I told them the shop is now officially open. You can buy your cards and start playing the game. And so I hopped on the server, and I waited for hermits to start coming to the shop and start buying cards. And I was so bummed out. I was so disappointed. I asked my wife, maybe she should be doing this with me. I was like borderline depressed because of the reaction, because like nobody showed up to the shop. It was Etho who showed up to the shop, and then Etho called B-dubs, and then a couple other hermits started trickling in as well. But I was expecting like at least 5 or 6 of them to be kind of pumped and like be ready to go and start buying cards, and they didn't. And I attribute that to my lackluster Discord performance and my the ability to time things terribly. It was late in the day. Most of the European hermits had probably been to bed already, and the North American hermits weren't really around. So that was my fault. However, things changed very, very quickly. The next day, all heck broke loose, and there were hermits everywhere in my shop, and the voice mod was going nuts because there were so many conversations happening from everywhere. It was legitimately such a cool feeling. That was when I felt the most accomplished, at that moment where this game that I'd been building for so long had finally come to fruition, and the hermits had accepted it and were enjoying it. I was so happy. So happy. Moving on, some more good stuff that happened this season. All, of course, will be centered around this game that I created, because that's all I did. It actually allowed me to do more collaborations than I think I've ever done before in my entire life. I got to know a few of the hermits on a much closer level. Not that I didn't. Well, no, I didn't. I didn't know them as closely as I do now. Basically, because I'm a loner. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I like playing on servers because you get to see the world change around you, and then there's those events where everybody, sort of participates, and I like participating in those. But like approaching somebody to collaborate or just do a little clip with, It's tough for me. I don't like doing it. I don't do it in real life, and I don't like doing it in virtual life. I only have like 3 close friends. I'm not trying to get sympathy, nor do I think I should get sympathy for that, because I have 3 close friends. A lot of people don't have any close friends. I'm very happy that I have 3. But I would say that I don't have any not close friends. I keep a small circle, is what I like to say. And I have 3 real life close friends, and that is about it. The rest of my friends are like virtual friends on the internet, and I consider them real friends as well, but it's different when you don't spend time with them face to face. So yeah, this season allowed me to do so many more collaborations than I've ever done before in my entire life, and I think it made me a better person for it. I also feel like I really accomplished something this season. A lot of times you leave projects unfinished, or you lose interest in your project like halfway through, and it's like, oh no, I gotta finish this thing. It happens more often than you think to us content creators. Trust me, I know. I'm in the back end of this stuff. I hear about it all the time. And this season, I feel like I accomplished something. And I did. I know I accomplished something. And I'm so proud of what I did and the fact that I stuck to it. Really, very, very happy about everything that I did this season, even though I didn't have a mega base. In fact, I don't think this is technically my base right here. So, yeah. So, a fun fact for you, by the way, because of this thing going into real life and transcending the Hermitcraft server, there are currently over 1.5 million of these cards in circulation right now, out there in the world. And so, personally, on a personal level, me thinking about that and thinking that something that I created, there's 1.5 million little pieces of it out there in the world, is mind-blowing to me. And I'm so happy and proud to have been able to do that. In fact, even if we're not talking about physical cards, there had been over 650,000 virtual games played of Hermitcraft TCG. Last time I checked, 650,000 web browser-based versions of the game have been played, and there's probably more than that. That's only from like the official one. So that is wild to me also. Insane. Another fun fact is that the first test match that happened between XB and Etho actually won that match. Do not tell XB and do not tell Etho. But we teased Etho about it forever. I made an error. This is before I had health cards and everything. And when the board was kind of placed down at your feet and not horizontally or vertically. It's kind of a little bit of both. But anyway, this was before the game board had been changed and before I had health cards. So I was keeping track of health on a little envelope, and I made a miscalculation. I think it had to do with Etho's B00 card. And Etho actually would have knocked out XB sooner and won the game had I not made that mistake. So he technically won the game, even though we teased him about losing the whole season. That test match, by the way, was played. It was played in. I'm trying to remember. It was in July, I believe. I think it was only about 4 months after I started making all the cards. It would be another 8 months before the game was even complete. So that test match happened a lot earlier than a lot of people think. They think that maybe, test match, the game is complete. Actually, no, the game wasn't even close to done. Oops. When I made that test match. So, yeah, it was impressive. It was impressive. 4 months into the game's, I guess, construction, we had this test match. And it wasn't until another 8 months that the full game was actually playable. And it was never really a full game. In fact, up until the alter egos were finished, I kept balancing the game and kept trying to improve it in ways that a lot of people disagree with too. They like the original game rules, but trust me, as a game, I think it's much better off the way it is now. There were some cards that were wildly imbalanced. So I worked with Etho actually to balance those cards, and some of the things he suggested I didn't go with, so I hope he's not too upset about that. I don't think he is. I don't think he would be. But yeah, balance those cards, and the game continued to grow, and I can't believe I'm still talking about it almost 2 years later. There were also some bad things about Season 9, and I missed out on a lot of stuff. Like, I did not really participate in the King Ren storyline. Did not play a part in the Rift storyline. Barely played Decked Out. The magnitude of my project this season meant that I really couldn't take time off to participate in other things. But it wasn't only that. It was, I kind of felt in the back of my mind, if I leave this project for a couple weeks, a month, whatever it is, I don't know if I can come back to it. That's what was running through my head. And I did not want to abandon this project. I felt like keep your head down and keep going. Do not get distracted by anything, because if you do, you might not finish. So I wanted to continue. And so that's what I did. And that's why I missed those things. I think I also felt like, because this season was spent building maps and just maps, I feel like I fell behind a little bit in my overall building skills. I'm looking at some of the builds that the Hermits have, and although I've never claimed to be as good a builder as any of the Hermits on this server, I think I'm decent. But now, looking at the building that has happened this season compared to what I've built previously, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to put in a lot of hard work to sort of catch up with the building that is happening on the server recently. So yeah, a little bit worried about that, but nothing a little practice can't help. And I think I fell behind on Minecraft as a whole. Like, I don't even know, guys, I am not familiar with the newer updates. I had my head down, making maps day in, day out, listening to podcasts. I barely watched any other Minecraft stuff because I was just consumed with making maps constantly. And I didn't watch like release videos or I didn't read any of like the Minecraft update logs or whatever we call them. I just didn't do any of that. So I feel like I'm a little bit behind in Minecraft as a whole. But again, that's nothing that a little research and trial and error can't fix. So hopefully we can get back to updated with the Minecraft stuff and the Minecraft happenings. So some reflections about this season. Overall, it was personally my best season ever. I am so happy that I could make something that not only the Hermits enjoyed, but also that transcended into the real world so that you could also enjoy it. I'm pumped. It's unbelievable to me. It feels amazing. And of course, reflecting on the season as a whole, we unfortunately lost one of our own this season. Super, super sad. I don't even know what to say other than I'm happy that I decided to make season 9 the season that I made the cards, because TFC will now forever be on a card in season 9 in the Minecraft universe. It's one thing to build something and leave it behind as like, oh, this is what I built and it will forever be on, season whatever of whatever server. But his name, his face his online name and his online face, his Minecraft face, is forever on a Minecraft card or a TCG card, a Hermitcraft TCG card, forever. And I think that's kind of special. And I'm glad that I could do that. I don't know. Maybe it means nothing to. Maybe you're looking at it and you're like, oh well, who cares? It's just a card. It's not really anything. But to me, I feel like that was my little contribution towards TFC's history and legacy on the server. I didn't get to spend much time with him at all. We'd actually known each other for a long time. I shouldn't say known each other. I had known of TFC for a while because he was friends with Avidia back on Minecraft, and I was friends with Avidia, so I kind of knew TFC by proxy. But I don't know if I've ever done any recording with him or anything like that. And again, it goes to me being a loner. I don't really do much recording with anybody that I don't know. It's tough for me. So I've been really trying to step out of my shell, especially this year. I even did like the Minecraft wipeout stuff with two people that I'd never played with before, Lagundo and Cookie. And Lagundo and I have since had some conversations, and I feel like I'm evolving as a person, even at the ripe old age that I am. So anyway, TFC, we lost TFC this year, unfortunately, but forever remembered, of course, even if the cards weren't made, obviously forever remembered in our hearts and fans of Hermitcraft in general. Moving on, Season 10 plans. I don't have any. Just kidding. I do have some stuff planned. First and foremost, I want to focus on being more social with other hermits, as has been a recurring theme this video. I'm, again, a loner by nature. I need to be a little bit less of a loner. I need to kind of, because I think it comes across, maybe some of the other hermits who don't interact with me much, might think I'm a bit standoffish or something like that. And that's not me at all. I just don't interact with people very much. That's why I live on a farm, not in the city. There's nobody around. It's just me, my wife, and my animals. And I love animals, and they're like people to me, believe it or not. Also lost a couple pets not this year. One this year and one the year before. During season 9, I lost a couple pets, unfortunately. My cat Sage and my little French bulldog Daisy passed, which was unfortunate, but it's a part of life, and it's a part of owning pets especially. You tend to not outlive your pets. So you have to deal with all that stuff. I should probably stop talking about all this sad stuff. This is supposed to be kind of a nice, positive reflection on the season and plans to come. So, season 10 plans. I plan to do more things with the Hermits. Last season, season 9, it helped me so much, and I feel confident moving forward that I'll be able to partake in more of the social aspect of the server rather than just the Minecraft aspect of the server. I also want to change up my video style a little bit. I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do. It might be a little weird and out there. I hope not too weird and too out there. I'm going to try to temper my enthusiasm for this a little bit because I am excited to try this sort of video format, but I don't want to overdo it in case people don't like it, and then I just lose you all for an entire season. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I'm excited to try some new things video-wise. Can't reveal too much more than that at this present time. I also want to commit to a regular schedule and get episodes solidly planned before recording them. I used to be amazing with scheduling stuff. I've been rambling for a long time. I'm sorry. I'll wrap this video up soon. I used to be amazing with scheduling stuff, but not so much recently. Real life, I am so busy. Real life, it is insane. I got a big life change happening soon. I also don't want to say too much about that, but maybe in season 10, hopefully in season 10, I can reveal that. But I got lots of real life things happening, and they take up a lot of my time. So yeah, I want to commit to a regular schedule. I'm going to try my best to do that. And in terms of projects, I do have something very specific planned for the new season. However, again, I can't reveal too much because it's a secret. Anyways, it will involve all I'll say is it will involve the Hermits. It won't just be like a solo thing. That's what I will say. Much like this season where TCG literally revolved around other players. Next season will be something similar. That's all I will say for now. Anyway, that's going to be it, finally, for this episode. I'm sorry if I rambled on too long. Again, I want to remind you that the IRL cards are for sale until January the 15th. If you're looking for a set, didn't get lucky enough to get a booster box or two the first time around, you can now. And we're even adding extra packs and cards to make your deck building experience easier. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this season. Those of you who stuck around all season, I am so appreciative of you. And we'll see you in season 10.